Hey there guys, this is Malorian, and this will be a double battle report with Gorten. So I just did the Warcast review for this, and I thought, hey, let's bring him in, get a couple of games here, and kind of show him off. So in this list here, it's kind of a ninja list I like to play. Well, I mean, it has the basher that can smash things out. Clearly it's all about, more of a scenario play, jamming you out, but it's also very dangerous as well, with all these models that can charge through and high defense and tough all over the place. So yeah, it should be kind of a pain to play against, but we'll see how it goes. My first opponent is Nicholas, and he is running some Circle here. And you know what? My favorite caster when I did Circle was Epic Kaya, but I never got into the tier because I just never owned Druids. Even now I don't own Druids. I should, but I don't. And so yeah, he's running the tier here. He's gonna have all these beasts that are advanced deploying. He got, I believe, a +1 to go. Maybe also the Skinwalkers will get an advanced move. It's a little bit daunting to have all these heavies 6 inches more forward than you thought they'd be. The scenario is kill box. It's first to 5. You can get 1 for dominating your own flag, 1 for controlling theirs, 2 for dominating theirs. We can't do that to destroy their objective, and that's worth 1 as well. So one of the things you'll notice right away from this deployment is that he put everything to the left. Now normally that would just be game over. I would basically run up, I would block him at the building, and I would score, and win. Now keep in mind that this is Circle with all these heavies. They can trample over, they can teleport. With the feet, she can run Laris, and then she can go to Laris, and everybody goes to them. So this army can redeploy very quickly, but it was kind of odd to see them way over here. Now, with that, what I do plan to try and do is to try and trap them in there and start scoring on the right flag, but we'll have to kind of be careful because, of course, ports and evilness. So on his turn, he's going to be putting up Shadow Pack, he's going to be putting up Forced Evolution on the Feral, and otherwise they're all just running up here, getting up some clouds, all that stuff, and really just getting in my face. And so the way he has it set up is that all of his heavies are in a line, and that the stealth set of stones is covering them all. So they can be, any one of them can be teleported. And if you can't really tell, it goes Stalker, Feral, Pureblood, Stalker. So these guys are pretty dangerous. I'm going to have to be very careful I don't get within port trouble or trample trouble, but I do need to jam them the best I can. So on my turn, I forgot to put the Strength of Granite onto the Basher. Otherwise, I do make a little wall for me to stay behind. I put Tough onto the Risen, and everything's getting into his face. I could have got some charges off onto his Warp Wolves, but it wasn't really going to be worth my time. I was like, let's just get in there. I am kind of swinging around the Kayazi to the right. I need to get something that can really destroy that objective. Now that I see what I've done, I kind of wish I'd been a little bit more aggressive. I'd also thought I was going to be able to make a Thrall later, but we'll see how that goes. So on his turn, he starts killing my guys and all that stuff, and then he sees me getting corpses. He's like, oh man, I got to get that Alexia dead. Goes ghostly with the Pureblood, goes back, sprays, makes room there for the Stalker. Stalker teleports over to her, and yeah, this pretty much slaughters her. I just say, like, yeah, she'll just kind of die. So losing Alexia this early is a real problem. Not exactly what I wanted to have, but yeah, I still have a pretty good number of people. I thought with all my ninjas and stuff up there, I might have a pretty good chance of actually getting to his caster, but one of his last activations were that the other set of stones just went around her, so I can't really get onto Alexia. Not Alexia, Kaya, that's her name. So what I'm going to have to do here is just be a little bit more careful. This turn I definitely have to kill all the stones. I also want to be killing his Stalker here, and then of course I got to go for scenario and start getting some work done on the right. So this turn really didn't go the way that I'd hoped. I put Strength of Granite onto the Basher. I allocated 3 focus to it. And here's the problem, guys. First I go and I charge over with my little Ogren Bokur into his objective. Do some damage. I have my little Risen kind of moving out of the way. And then I go and I charge my Kayazi, and I realize I'm only going to get 2 of them on there. And I leave it on 1 point. and that kind of sucks because I didn't have a lot of other things that can get to it. Eventually what I have to do is, after I do the basher, which comes over and bashes into, does a free slam into the stalker, which I'd hoped to actually nail into the other stalker to knock him down. I only rolled like a 1 though, so he went 3 inches. But either way, I started whamming on him, and he does survive, but you know, he's really beat up. After that was all done, I went over here with the Nis. Some of them did a combined shot into the objective, destroying it, so that was lucky. Hawk then ran over to try and get the flag, because I realized, oh yeah, no one's on the flag, and she didn't make it. So I'm going to get 1 point, but I really planned on 2. Something else that I had to decide this turn is if I was going to feat or not. And I thought, you know what, I don't think I need defeat. This is really risky, but I felt if I could wait 1 more turn, it'd be a lot better. Otherwise, with things charging in there, I kill off pretty much, well, I kill off 2 of the stones from the stealth ones. That really takes that big threat away. And then I tried destroying the stones that were just the 3, and I failed to destroy it. But either way, it can only teleport Kaya, not that big of a danger. But yeah, only at 1 point, and this turn really didn't go the way I thought. I put Dirge up onto the Nis just to make them a little bit harder to chew through, and we'll see what happens. So on his turn, he just kind of claws away what's at around him. He is able to kill off one of my Kayazi Eliminators. Kaya tries swinging, but just keeps on missing on boosted attacks, so that was no good for him. Otherwise, he's just killing the dudes are in front. Actually, he had some really bad dice here, where he went after my basher and just kept on having like bad dice and even like missing me. You know, he needs 4s to hit, and I think it was twice he rolled 3s, so eventually he kind of gave up and went after my troops. But my basher is now looking fine. He's still over here. I score nothing. I mean, I would be at 3 if I was on the flag, but I was dumb. And now I just need to now feat, hopefully kill off 2 stalkers and start scoring on that flag. So that's really what I do. I shift over here with my Gorten. He feats. Now it's only going to catch the stalkers. They're not really going to go anywhere, but I am going to be able to use that to drop their defense. Of course, I upkeep Strength of Granite, give him 3 focus, and with that 3 focus, he's able to kill off both stalkers. So that's fantastic. That's 2 heavies right off of there. And yeah, otherwise, I just pretty much put Tough on the Risen. They get in the way. Bokur gets on there. Now I'm killing off more stones to make things more difficult. He was doing some like the Devouring or whatever to me with the 1 lead Druid guy. I kill him off, so that's not going to stop happening. Really get a lot of stuff around me, and now I'm feeling really good. I'm at 2 points. He's down 2 heavies. I have lots of stuff around Gorten, and this should be just fine. So on his turn, he makes a pretty aggressive play here. Now, he did have the set of 3 stones still alive, and they go and they port Kaya over to the trench. Now, when she did that, or when he did that, I was like, well, by the way, remember it is Killbox, so he changed the positioning, made it a little bit more risky where it was, because he popped feet, tried to kill whatever he can, and then after that was done, these beasts were more behind her than in front of her. He was able to kill off 2 more of the Eliminators, so that's great, but Kaya's sitting there with no transfers, and I could pretty easily kill her. But I don't think I need to. I score another one. I'm up at 3, and I'm pretty sure I can coast through this one. So I basically just run away. I drop Strength of Granite, just camp everything, run away. Risen go in front of me. I put Tough on them, and everything else is getting in there. I actually did some pretty good hits to Kaya. I almost like accidentally killed her. But yeah, killing off more stones and just killing off some druids and just putting lots of stuff in his way to make it very difficult. And of course, I score again. I'm at now 4 points. So basically, he either needs to find a way to really contest my flag or kill me. And there's no real spot I could see for him to kill me. And even worse, he runs out of time. So that's the game. So overall, I feel that he should have definitely, of course, deployed more centrally. Even though we talked about how he couldn't redeploy very quickly, there's just, you don't want to be forcing that on yourself. So I think there was a little bit of deployment issues. And of course, my army, once you make a mistake, I can really trap you out. There was a little bit of risk where I didn't do that feeding right away, but it worked out in the end. Alright, game 2, and I got the same list here. And for him, I'm up against Makeda. I have not fought Makeda in forever. It has been forever since I fought him, her. And hey, here's Mullet Karn looking to do some fast little ninja work on me. So this scenario here is not kill box. It's first to 5. There's 2 zones. You get 1 for controlling, 2 for dominating, and that's just fine for me. So in this one, I actually won the initiative, so that's pretty awesome. And my plan is really just put a lot of models in the way so that, hey, Mullet Karn, you might be super fast. I don't care. Because there's lots of guys in the way. So that's giving the idea, and then just try and score wherever I can. So on my first turn, I now smarter, so I put Strength of Granite on the Basher right away, Tough onto the Risen, and everything is really just running up. On his turn, he gets up there. He actually puts Savagery or whatever up onto the little tiger dude. And otherwise, the Kriya is doing its thing. He gets a lot of guys in my face. And then he's like, oh no, I forgot to feed. Now, I didn't say you can't feed. I kind of left it up to him. But in the end, I don't feel this was going to be that big of a deal. Because the biggest stuff I'm going to be killing this turn is the Annihilators, and it's all going to be really from press gangers, which are removed from play. So it won't really matter that much. It might save him a few guys, but that's really it. But that's really going to be my play, is to kill off as many Annihilators as I can. So that's what I do. On the Assassins, the Eliminators on the right, they charge in, kill some guys. I actually advanced up with my Miss Hunters to try and shoot down Tiger Dude, but I rolled garbage for damage and only do some points to him, so that kind of sucks. Otherwise, I can just move up with the Basher, the Press Gangers, a charge all the way across the line. I do a little bit of killing there, so not too bad. Eliminators on the left charging in, killing a little bit more. Some of the toughs he was making over and over again, and I had to shoot him with everything I had. Then eventually got through it. But as you can see, really things are kind of getting overwhelmed on the left, and the right isn't great, but I know I can fill it up probably with corpses, unless he gets to Alexia. So on his turn, he tries to come at me. He does pop feet this time, but he has this kind of crazy thing where Tiger Dude with Savagery just goes forever and goes through that little like channel you see on the right and is able to get all the way to my Basher, and does an armor piercing attack to it, does some pretty big damage. Luckily takes out no systems because the Basher's grid's pretty awesome where it's hard to take out systems because he only has a head, cortex, and movement. And yeah, survives that. Otherwise, Mullet Karn does some killing. His troops across the board try and do some killing, but I make some pretty key toughs after he kills tons of guys with the far left guy. And otherwise, that's really it. I mean, the Gladiator has been staying back to be passing out rush, but now I feel that I'm in a really good spot here to start scoring. I mean, over here on the left, there's not many guys in the zone. Definitely want to kill off Tiger Dude. And I'm going to have so many corpses, it's crazy. So on my turn, I put down all these corpses. He actually killed, I didn't mention that, but he killed off both Eliminators with Mullet Karn on the right there. So wish I had them, but they're not. The Nis try and do some damage, don't really do anything. Basher is, well, after I go into the zone, I had to go with Alexia actually first to get these risen out of Gorten's way. So they just kind of get up there and kind of jam things up. Turn one into a Thrall that charges into Soul Ward but misses, and then Gorten's able to go into the zone, give himself a wall, and pop feet. So that's going to move some of the stuff back away, and more importantly, drops the fence. Basher comes over, it kills Tiger Dude. Dragoon, of course, there's another model. I'm able to kill him off with the Press Gangers, killing off a lot more things with Press Gangers. Now the Annihilators are completely gone, and I'm dominating for 2 points. And he's going to have a hell of a hard time to get into this zone here. So he spends quite a bit of time looking at this, but really there's no good way for him to get to Gorten. It's very difficult for him to get into the zone at all. Even if he gets into the zone, then really whatever fights its way into there, I'm just going to kill with the Basher and or whatever, and it's probably gonna die. All these Kyazis up here, he'll probably die next turn. Like, it's just a really good bad spot. So after seeing that nothing is very likely whatsoever, he just goes for a secondary assassination on Alexia, tramples in here, and does an okay hit. I transfer off to the Risen, does another hit that was kind of weaker, transfer off to the Risen, and then he misses, and that's really kind of it. So yeah, kind of failed that. After that here, of course, nothing onto the zone. I dominate on his turn, I dominate on my turn, and that's it. So overall, 2 wins for Gorten, and this is just a list I like a lot. You know, I would like to have Madeleine Corbeau in here. I could be easily dropping the Ogren Beaucoeur, but again, I've been actually loving this Ogren Beaucoeur with Alexia, and just having a shield guard in general. So that guy might be staying on my list here for quite a while. Either way, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye.